Hi, my name is Micah Smith, and I've been at Campbell Street for about a year now. I'm trying to think about how I actually got rung into this. I think it was just Jacob asked me, hey, do you want to be a part of this thing? And it hit at a time when I was really looking for a way to build some more relationships in the church. When we first met for the Discipleship Group, it put me outside my comfort zone. I'll say it that way. I wrestled with that just for a second, but then I realized that this is something that I'm really needing. I'm really needing an opportunity to sit in a smaller circle of other guys and just be able to talk more vulnerably. And so I decided to say yes, and I'm glad I did. And we really spent some time those first few sessions just listening to people's story. So you're starting off getting to know each other. And I think that was a great approach, especially with the group of guys that I've been with. It just seems like there was a willingness to engage openly in that initial process and show vulnerability with each other. And from there, we really were able to dig into this book. Now, the book that we use as a guide, it's pretty basic. And also, I found myself regularly frustrated with it, honestly. But what I've loved is how when we actually sit around the table and when we're having these conversations around the book, I have not been afraid to kind of bring my honest thoughts about what it says and the direction it's going and how that hits based on where I am in my own personal journey. And so the book, as we've been walking through it, has been something that has really just formed a foundation for discussion that has really just we've been able to really build off of into some beautiful ways that I'm still looking forward to seeing where that's going to go. I think one of the challenges of the group that you run into the most is just finding a moment in a week where 5 people have a hole in their schedule to sit around and talk. And instead of feeling like pressed upon to have all this like work done as I go in, the conversations have instead sparked a desire to do deeper understanding. And so that's one of the things I've really liked about how it's impacted my own the discipleship in the group, my own desire to follow Jesus and to understand Him more deeply. We have such a transactional society where we're constantly like, well, I'm going to go to church and then that's what I'm going to do, and then I've done my Jesus thing and then I do something else, and it's just transaction. But is that really getting down into who I am and transforming the way I see the world around me? And it doesn't add another burden onto that. Instead, it helps to shape my desire to do more understanding on my own. Once we're done with that study, it doesn't just leave you. It kind of stays with you and you think about it. And so that kind of impacts how I live into the world. And when we're living into the world with a transforming mindset, I won't say transformed because it's a process, and so I think we're still in process. But when I'm living into the world with a transforming mind, I start to see people differently around me. When I'm walking through this group, I think the thing that I most desire to see as we continue to move forward is just growing connections. And you see in the group an opportunity to engage in that more connected way.